Good morning, children. Welcome to online class. So today I'm going to start with the 11th chapter, that is cell structure and its functions. Okay. I hope you have studied about the cell in the previous classes also, children. But yet we are going to study something little bit deep about the cell in this lesson. So we are going to study about its structure and its functions. So we have already learned the things around us are either living or non-living. Okay, so all living organisms carry out certain basic functions. Okay, so many functions are there like digestive system, respiration, circulatory system, all. So certain basic functions. These are basic functions. So different sets of organs perform the various functions. Okay, so in this chapter we'll learn about the basic structural unit of an organ. Okay, that is nothing but the cell. Cell may be compared to bricks. Bricks are assembled to make a building. Oh, the bricks are very important to construct a building. So like that, cells are very important. Means they are assembled to make the body of every organisms. Even cell are very important for the living organisms. Okay, so this is about the cell. Who discovered the cell? Who discovered the cell? Robert Hooke in 1665 observed a slice of cork, means dead plant cells, with a microscope. He described what he observed as little boxes as a cell. Means he took a part of the bark of the tree and he took thin slices of the cork and observed them under a microscope. He noticed some partitioned boxes or compartments in the cork slice. So these boxes appeared like a honeycomb. So you also notice that one box was separated from the other by a wall or the partition. So Hooke coined the term cell for each box. Means he named it as he named those each partition or each box or each compartment as a cell. Okay, he observed boxes or cells in the cork were actually dead cells. They were dead cells. Okay. Cells of living organisms could be observed only after the discovery of improved microscope. Very little was known about the cell for the next 150 years after Robert Hooke's observations. Okay, so microscope, we have many types of microscopes nowadays we have. But magnification refers to the microscope's power to increase an object's apparent size. Means it increases the size of the object. Okay, we can increase or decrease the magnification. Resolution refers to the microscope, a power to show detail clearly. Okay, so this is about the microscope. And what about the cell theory? What is cell theory? The all living things are composed of one or more cells. Okay, all living things are composed of one or more cells. Cells are organisms' basic unit of structure and functions. Okay, so cells come only from the existing cells. Existing cells. Okay, cells in the living organisms are complex living structures, unlike non-living bricks. Okay. So this is about the cell. So organisms show variety in cell number, shape and size. So how do scientists observe and study the living cells? They use microscopes, I told you. Only cells are seen only under the microscope. Okay. So there are millions of living organisms. They are different shapes, size. Their organs also vary in shape, size and number of cells. Okay. So some organisms will be having many cells, some organisms will be having only one cell. So the animal which have only one cell is called as unicellular. The organisms which have many cells are called as multicellular organisms. So some examples of unicellular are amoeba and paramecium. A single-celled organism performs all the necessary functions that multicellular organisms perform. Okay, there is no difference between them, but only the thing is it will be unicellular and others are multicellular. Single-celled organisms like amoeba captures and digests food, respires, excretes, grows and reproduces. Similar functions in multicellular organisms are carried out. So same thing by the groups of specialized cells forming the different tissues. So tissues in turn form organs. Okay, so this is about the unicellular. So shape of the cells. How do you define the shape of the amoeba in the figure? Okay, you have the figure in the textbook also. Amoeba doesn't have any definite shape. Okay, it doesn't have any definite shape. It is irregular. It appears irregular. In fact, amoeba has no definite shape unlike other organisms. It keeps on changing its shape. Okay, and you hope you have seen the projections of varying the length protruding out of its body. So these are called pseudopodia. Pseudo means false, podia means feet. Okay, I think you have learnt in previous classes also. So these projections appear and disappear as amoeba moves or feeds. Okay, so means this is the one organism which changes its shape, means it doesn't have any definite shape. A white blood cells, okay, WBC in human blood is another example of a single cell which can change its shape, but while WBC is a cell, amoeba is a full-fledged animal capable of independent existence. Okay, then if this is the situation in some single-celled organisms, and what about the organisms with millions of cells? Okay, see, in other organisms, the different cells such as blood, muscle and nerve of human beings, the different shapes are related to their specific functions because cells are round, spherical or elongated. Okay, some cells are long and pointed at both the ends. They exhibit a spindle shape. They are called as a spindle shape. Cells sometimes are quite long. Some are branched like the nerve cell or a neuron. So nerve cell receives and transfers the messages. Okay, so thereby they take the shape of the different sizes. Okay, helping to control and coordinate the working of different parts of the body. Okay, so this is about the shape of the cells. And what about the size of the cells? Size of cells in living organisms may be as small as millionth of a meter. Okay, or maybe as large as a few centimeters. Most of the cells are microscopic in size and are not visible to the unaided eye. They need to be enlarged or magnified by microscope. Okay. The size of the cells has no relation with the size of the body of an organism or the animal, because it's not necessary that the cell is in the elephant be much bigger than the cells in a rat. The size of the cell is related to its function. Okay, only the size of the cell is related to its function. Okay, nerve cells, for example, nerve cell both in elephant and rat are long and branched. They perform the same function, that of transferring the messages. Okay, so this is about the size of the cell. Okay, so in the next video, I'm going to continue with the other topic. Thank you.